Fresh floods hit Penang following overnight downpour. Malaysia has deported 30 foreign suspected terrorists so far. Good evening. You're watching News on 2, and I'm AMIN Carlos. Well, several low-lying areas in Bukit Mertajam, Pulau Pinang, are flooded after heavy rain which began at around midnight. And the areas currently flooded were among those hit during the November 5th, 2017 floods. Now, roads and neighborhoods in Permatang Rawa, Padang Lalang, Taman Sri Rambai, Taman Desa Damai, Taman Makok, Taman Kota Permai, Machang Bubok, Mak Mandin and Taman Siakap are reportedly flooded in ankle to knee-deep waters. Traffic along Jalan Baru has also slowed down as sections of the road are inundated. Fire and Rescue Department personnel have been put on alert. In Georgetown, the affected areas include Jalan P. Ramli, Jalan Perak, Kampung Makam, Kampung Rawa, Kampung Masjid, Jalan Kuantan and Jalan Datuk Kramat. According to the Jalan Perak Fire and Rescue Department Chief Ismail Muhammad Zain, following the heavy rains, the water level has risen 0.1 to 0.3 meters in the main drainage system that has been clogged by construction debris. Sungai Pinang is reported to have reached its warning level of 2.53 millimeters, while Sungai Air Hitam is at its alert level of 6.1 millimeters. A high tide of 2.34 mm was also reported at 2.48 a.m. today, and authorities are currently on the ground to monitor the situation. In Pahang, 23 schools in 7 districts are still closed due to severe floods affecting 5,002 students and 490 teachers. And according to Pahang Acting Director of Education, Dr. Tajuddin Muhammad Yunus, Pekan records the most number of schools affected by the floods, with 7. Now, the 7 schools still closed in Pekan are Sekolah Kebangsaan SK Kampung Aceh, SK Pasir Panjang, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan SMK Paloh Hinai, SK Sinar Mutiara, SK Temai, SK Permatang and SK Pulau Manis. Dr. Tajuddin said 6 schools were closed in Kuantan, namely SK Bukit Queen, SJKT Ladang Kuala Reman, SMK Pandan, SMK Tanah Puteh, SK Cerating, and SMK Gudang Rasau. In Lipis, the 3 affected schools are SJKC Mela, SK Jeram Landa, and SK Kuala Kenung, while in Maran, SK Kertau, SK Pesagi, and SK Kuala Wau have been closed. SK Gintong and SK Bukit Nikmat in Jerantut, SK Kuala Teriang in Bera, and SK Paya Luas in Temerloh have also been closed. Well, meanwhile, as at 3 p.m. today, the number of flood evacuees in Pahang has dropped to 9,052 people from 2,471 families, a slight decrease from this morning's total of 9,656 people. And according to State Civil Defence Force Director Colonel Zainal Yusof in Kuantan, there are now 7,345 people from 2,040 families at 32 flood evacuation centres. Rompin also recorded a decrease in the number of evacuees with 246 people from 65 families, followed by Jerantut, 46 people from 8 families, Bera, 64 people from 15 families, and Maran with 28 people from 8 families. However, Pekan saw an increase in the number of affected residents, with 1,278 people currently sheltered at 7 relief centres. In Lipis, the number of evacuees remained at 19 from 6 families. The Education Ministry has allowed another 126 schools nationwide to implement the Dual Language Program, or DLP, in addition to 88 schools that had been earlier approved. Its Minister, Dato Sri Madzir Khalid, said the approval was given after all the schools had fulfilled the requirements to enforce the program. Now, Dato Sri Madzir stated that among requirements, the schools must have ample resources, school staff are prepared to implement DLP, parents of students agree to implement the program, and the school meets the minimum score for Bahasa Malaysia. Between 2016 and 2017, the ministry had approved a total of 1,250 applications from both primary and secondary schools to adopt the program. Now, following the latest approval, the total number of schools in Malaysia implementing DLP is now 1,429. In a statement yesterday, the ministry said the DLP will begin on January 7 for schools in Kedah, Terengganu, Kelantan and Johor, while in other states the program will begin on January 8th. The program allows students to study mathematics and science in either Bahasa Malaysia or English. Its implementation was announced by Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak during the tabling of Budget 2016. Well, former fellow chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad went to the Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department today to give a statement pertaining to an investigation into the transfer of Felda land in Jalan Semarak. Now, Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department Director Dato Sri Amar Singh Ishar Singh confirmed that Tan Sri Isa arrived at the department at about 10:30 a.m. with 4 of his officers. And Dato Sri Amar Singh said the police had called 8 individuals, including Felda officers and developers, to record their statements, and that the statement of another individual would be taken next Monday. Now, he said that as of now, the investigation only focused on the issue of transfer of ownership of the Felda land. And the case is being investigated under Section 420 of the Penal Code for cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property. Suspected foreign terrorists should be deported back to their countries of origin instead of being allowed to pick a country of their choice. And Bukit Aman's Counter-Terrorism Division Head Deputy Commissioner Dato Ayub Khan Maidin Piche said some countries use such option based on the international law to send the suspects back to their last point of embarkation. Most of the suspected foreign terrorists that picked Malaysia were from those Arab countries. From 2014 to 2017, there were nearly 50 suspected foreign terrorists entering Malaysia, and the police have detected, arrested and deported about 30 of them.
So, ada lagi label-label yang mungkin sebab kita tak tahu detail ya. So, jadi mungkin yang mereka dah balik ataupun mereka transit dan yang balance kita tengah cuba mengesannya. Hampir 30 kita dah kesan, tangkap dan kita dah usir balik.
Sebenarnya ada sisa 20.
Ada lagi itu kita tak pasti sama ada masih di Malaysia ataupun telah keluar kan.
He told reporters at the Putrajaya International Security Dialogue 2018 today. Dato Ayub added that most of the suspected foreign terrorists that had entered Malaysia were mainly suspected members of the Daesh militant group. An immigration officer was slapped with money laundering charges at the Sessions Court in Butterworth, Pulau Pinang today, a day after he was charged with corruption and money laundering in Alor Kedah. And Muhammad Khairi Othman was charged with 8 counts of money laundering involving the transactions of funds totaling 4 million ringgit, which was obtained from unlawful activities at banks in Jelutong and Simpang Ampat in Penang between September 4th, 2015 and December 15th, 2016. He was charged under Section 4, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001, which carries a jail sentence of up to 15 years and a fine or 5 times the amount of the case, or 5 million ringgit, whichever is higher. Muhammad Khairi claimed trial to all 8 charges before Sessions Court Judge Sita Runisa Abdulaziz. Sita Nurisa allowed bail at 200,000 ringgit with one surety and fixed February 13 for mention of the case. Parti Cinta Malaysia, or PCM, today launched a report and gave new evidence on the Penang undersea tunnel project to the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC. Its Vice President, Dato Huan Cheng Guan, urged the MACC to investigate whether there were elements of misconduct or corruption in the bidding for the controversial project costing 15 billion ringgit. It is the second report lodged by Dato Huan. The first report to the MACC was on July 21st, 2017. On July 17, he lodged a police report in Penang and urged them to investigate allegations the state government awarded the undersea tunnel project to a company with capital below the required level. Today, Dato Huan handed over several documents and evidence that the state government had allowed Penang Tunnel Special Purpose Vehicle, SPV company, to pre-sell state land rights worth 3 billion ringgit, although the construction of roads were 4 years late.
Because we want to know, kita nak tahu apa yang sedang berlaku. Because all this later on is going to pay by the state government. Kerajaan negeri akan bayar. Bila kerajaan negeri bayar, duit dia dapat dari mana? Dari rakyat juga, rakyat yang susah juga.
The 7.2-kilometre undersea tunnel project connecting Persiaran Gurney to Baganajam in Seberang Perai and the three main roads project were awarded to consortium Zenith BUCG Sendirian Berhad. Penang UMNO Division Chief Dato' Abdul Ghani Muhammad Yassin was today sworn in as a member of the Senate for a period of 3 years. Well, he took his oath of office in the Dewan Negara before Dewan Negara Speaker Tan Sri S.A. Vigneswaran. Senator Dato' Abdul Ghani, 56, who hails from Kota Kinabalu, holds a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration from Americas University at Washington and has been in politics since 1985. He said he would raise education, economic, infrastructure and cost of living issues in the Senate.
Sekarang ni memang pembangunan sedang rancak dijalankan dan dalam pelaksanaan, dan saya akan selaku pemimpin di pendalaman bukan saja di kawasan Parlimen Pensiangan itu, malah di kawasan pendalaman keseluruhannya saya akan memantau, dan sekiranya ada permasalahan yang perlu diperbaiki ataupun yang perlu ditambah lagi, kita akan bawa isu ini kepada pihak-pihak berkenan.
Senator Dato' Abdul Ghani was appointed senator to replace Sabah UMNO Executive Secretary Dato' Kadzim Mat Yahya, whose tenure ended on December 22nd, 2017. Well, Ringgit firms to over 16-month high as oil prices rally breaks fourth psychological level. You're watching News on 2. Well, Prime Minister Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak has reiterated that the federal government's debt is not at a critical level, as claimed by certain quarters. And Dato' Sri Najib, who is also the finance minister, on his blog today said as of June last year, debt was recorded at 50.9% of the country's gross domestic product, which was lower than the 55% level set by the government. Now, this, according to Dato' Sri Najib, proves that the government debt was still manageable and also lower than the 53.2% as in of June 2016. And the Prime Minister also denied allegations that the country was going bankrupt due to the federal government's debt, saying international bodies such as the World Bank had increased the growth projection for last year's GDP from 4.9 to 5.2%. Now, he also said it did not make sense to say Malaysia was going bankrupt when many countries had shown interest in investing in the country and were looking at forming trade partnerships. Now, the Malaysian ringgit strengthened today to its highest level against the US dollar since August 2016, boosted by higher oil prices. And the ringgit advanced about 0.2% to 3.998 to the dollar, breaking the psychologically significant 4 level.
Jadi maknanya bila berlaku correction measure seperti ini, maka pengukuhannya ringgit tentunya akan menjadi lebih baik daripada currency lain. Jadi sebab itu bila kita lihat bilateral exchange rate antara ringgit dengan Sing, dengan ringgit dengan Great Britain pound, ringgit dengan Japanese yen, memang kita pun sedang mengalami pengukuhan yang sedikit berbandingkan pengukuhan kita dengan USD.
Dr. Zakaria also explained that the ringgit strengthened to its highest level against the US dollar since August 2016, bolstered by higher oil prices as well as other commodity prices. As of yesterday, Brent crude was quoted at $68.07 per barrel, up 23 cents, the highest level since May 2015. Now, meanwhile, Bank Negara Malaysia's international reserves rose 8.4% to $102.4 billion as at December 29, 2017. Now, the international reserves level was also 0.2% higher than the $102.2 billion recorded as at December 15, 2017. Now, the central bank said in a statement that the reserves level as at December 29, 2017 has taken into account the adjustment for foreign exchange revaluation changes. Now, it noted that the level of reserves was supported by higher current account surplus and continued inflows of foreign direct investment. Now, these were, however, partly offset by direct investment abroad by Malaysian companies and portfolio investment abroad sought by resident institutional investors. And Bank Negara stressed the current international reserves remain ample to facilitate international transactions. The reserves position is sufficient to finance 7.2 months of retained imports and is 1.1 times the short-term external debt. The Special Border Economic Zone, or SBEZ, project in Bukit Kayu Hitam is expected to contribute some 30 to 40 billion ringgit a year to the national gross domestic product, or GDP. However, according to the second Finance Minister, Dato Sri Johari Abdul Ghani, says the project is still at the planning stage prior to obtaining state approval for the land to be gazetted. Once completed, SBEZ would boost the northern region economic development. The project, announced by Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak during the tabling of the 2018 budget last year, will enter its physical work phase soon. It would be developed on 4,451 hectares of land and will include a land port, a free trade zone and a commercial area.
Kita memastikan bahawa kerajaan ingin mengambil peluang bagaimana kita boleh membangunkan border development zone ini di antara kerajaan Malaysia dan juga kerajaan Thailand. Dan saya dah buat perjumpaan dengan di Thailand dengan Perdana Menteri Thailand. Beliau amat menyokong pembangunan ini, dan dengan adanya pembangunan ini dia boleh merancangkan aktiviti-aktiviti yang melibatkan kita mewujudkan free trade zone.
Dato Sri Johari told reporters today, attending a briefing with state excos and department heads on the SBEZ project at Wisma Darul Aman in Alor, Kedah. Syarikat Air Darul Aman, or SADA, is confident water supply problems in Kedah will be resolved by 2020 when the 928 million ringgit project to upgrade 5 water treatment plants in the state is fully completed. Now, SADA Chief Executive Officer Dato Abdul Ghani Zainuddin said the upgrading project involved the Palubang, Janun Baru, Bukit Selambau, Sungai Limau and Lubuk Buntar Lama water treatment plants. The implementation of the project will put in place the infrastructure to provide adequate, safe and clean treated water supply to residents in the state.
Masalah bekalan air ni, mana kata kita akan mempunyai bekalan air terawat yang mencukupi untuk rakyat ni Kedah sehingga ke tahun 2040 yang kita target ni. Dan itu dari segi bekalan air lah. Pengagihan pula kita akan tengok dari masa ke masa lah. Kalau kita ada air, tapi kalau pipe tak elok pun tak okey juga. Jadi kita akan buat bersama-sama lah.
Meanwhile, Dato Abdul Ghani said from January, domestic consumers who use 20 cubic meters of water or less will not have to pay the minimum bill of 10 ringgit, as announced by Kedah Menteri Besar Dato Sri Ahmad Basha Ahmad Hanifah when tabling the 2018 budget at the State Legislative Assembly on November 12 last year. The move is effective from this month, but those with water bill areas will still be required to settle them. Now, rising upcoming badminton player Lee Zijia has been eyed as the most promising shuttler to replace Dato Lee Chong Wei. Now, Zijia showed steady progress last year by winning the Polish International Series title and reached the semi-finals of 3 open tournaments: the Thailand Masters, Taiwan Open and Bitburger Open in Germany.
Jadi bila saya bawa dia ke Europe dan dia kalahkan Bruce Lavenders yang kalahkan Chong Wei di first round itu, dan dia masuk ke semi final, itulah target saya, dan di situ saya tengok nampak potensi yang ada pada dia, dan dia oleh kerana rankingnya begitu tinggi sekarang dalam ranking nasional yang saya buat hampir 2 minggu sekali, dan dia adalah yang teratas sekali.
Dato Miswun also said that with the right guidance and training, Zijia will be able to carry the responsibility. Dato Miswun added that he was happy with Zijia's attitude, who is not ashamed of seeking advice and learning from senior players such as Dato Lee Chong Wei. And that's all the time we have this evening. In our top story, fresh floods hit Penang following overnight downpour. We'll be back at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Till then, I'm AMIN Carlos. Thanks for watching. Have a pleasant day.